Risk is what creates interest. Most people are trained out of that risk very early. At work, at school, social settings, you learn to smooth the edges, to sound composed, and to hide this dark side you got, this disrespectful behavior or something like that, while learning to avoid saying too much. That conditioning doesn't disappear when you start creating content. It's actually your flaw. It follows you onto the camera. So you talk around things instead of through them. You generalize instead of specifying. You explain ideas without revealing how they affected you. Personally, deeply, that keeps you protected. It also keeps the audience distant. And distance is boring. Not because the idea lacks value, but because the delivery lacks the friction. This friction creates engagement with kind of signals honesty. It makes people lean in, want to listen. But when everything sounds smooth, nothing stands out. And here's the pattern that shows up constantly. Creators believe professionalism means emotional restraint. Hold yourself back. Be a professional. They think credibility comes from detachment. And they worry that showing uncertainty will weaken their authority in this thing. The opposite is always the truth. Authority grows when people recognize themselves in your experience, themselves in the life you live in. Resonance, the trust forms. You build trust. Trust forms when someone hears you articulate something they felt but never said out loud. That doesn't come from perfect explanations. It comes from being specific. And being specific requires exposure. That's the part most people avoid. They'll share a lesson, but not the moment it was learned. Sharing the conclusion, but not the internal struggle that led there. The audience gets the answer without the context. And without the context, there's no connection. Another reason content feels boring is because creators overfilter themselves, thinking, will this offend? Will this hurt my brand? Or will people misunderstand me?